I'm here with Congresswoman Deb Haaland of New Mexico 1. Welcome aboard Politics Done Right. It is my pleasure, Politics Done Right, it's my pleasure to have you here this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Congresswoman, please, first of all, you know the first question that I'm going to ask you, because it's been our passion for a long time. What is your position on Medicare for all?
Maybe this will answer your question. I'm in the Medicare for All caucus, so.
Okay, it's not enough that you're in the Medicare for All caucus, because a lot of Congress people, what they would say is, yes, I'm in a caucus and I've signed this. I want to know, are you a real supporter of Medicare for All?
Absolutely, because everybody deserves to have health care in this country.
Right.
Everyone deserves to have health care. And so anywhere that is the model for Medicare for All has taken place in other countries, the health care costs have been less and more people have been able to be covered. So yes, I am for it. I will actively work toward it. I want to make sure that every single person in this country has health care. When you are covered and your kids are covered, your life becomes better, because you don't have to worry about people turning you away when you need to go see a doctor. So I just feel that's the way to go. It'll save us money, and we need to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's for a long while I just could not understand why this was so complicated. I mean, I followed this throughout Canada, the UK, France, and all these other places, and they're all healthier than we are.
Exactly. So, I did my year abroad in Swansea, Wales,
right,
when I was a junior in college. And even if you're not a citizen of that country, if you're sick, you just go to the doctor.
Right.
They don't ask you for a passport or where are you from, and we're not going to serve you because you're not as. They will see anybody. You just go in there and the doctor sees you.
Now, the 2020 election is upon us. And one of the things that many people have been saying, including myself, is I don't think we as a party, Democrats as a party, are necessarily fighting hard enough for a lot of progressive policies. I noticed that it seems like in the group of candidates that we have, we probably have two factions, a faction of 5 that are going real progressive, and some that are saying, well, we need to tack to the center. Do you think first of all, do you think there's really some center, or do you think it's likely a mythical thing?
First of all, I think it's time to be bold,
right,
in our country, because look what's happening with the president we have.
Right. I wasn't going to talk about the president.
No, but we have to be bold. We have to counteract everything that he's been doing since he's been in office. I think that I'm just going to tell you one thing real quick. When I ran for office,
right,
I was rated the most progressive candidate in the field of primary candidates. I had 5 opponents. When I ran, so I won. When I ran in the general election, I won by 23 points in a +7 district.
Wow.
It was only a +7 Democratic district.
Imagine that.
So that means that independents and Republicans voted for me.
Right.
On a progressive message.
Right.
On climate change, on renewable energy economy, on health care, on public education, on all of those things. So I believe strongly that a progressive message works for everybody. We don't have to just campaign to progressive voters. Our message works across the spectrum. If people in rural, Louisiana,
right,
Mississippi feel like their issues are going to be championed by somebody, why wouldn't they vote for that person?
Congresswoman, you're my hero. I think there's something that you said that the polls actually corroborate. The polls say when not given a progressive slant or a right slant, the polls say that 60% plus of people support the progressive policies from schools to healthcare to all these different policies.
Yes.
60%. It concerns me that not only the Republican Party to some extent, but the Democratic Party continuously searches for this mythical center. What we need, in my opinion, are bold candidates.
Yes.
And you're proven to be one. Bold candidates that are going to go out there and really represent what the people are asking for, and not what some in what I call the elite are stressing, simply what I think is corporate based.
Yes, I think bold is the way to go.
That's true. Now, let's change the subject a little bit. Let's get a little bit ethnic here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think I can get a little bit ethnic.
You can.
Right? Okay. All right. You are one of the first Native Americans in
Native
Congress.
American women.
Women in Congress. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, tell me, what does that mean to you?
It means that I have a responsibility to make sure that I am giving voice to folks who haven't had a voice in this Congress.
Right. And you know, don't you find it ironic that we are at 2019 and the and I excuse the way I'm going to say this, but the originals of this country, representation in Congress is that limited.
Yes. It is. It's terrible. That's why I ran.
And that's why you won.
Yeah,
huh?
that's why I ran. Well, I won because I feel like I
no, I'm not
worked
saying
extremely hard.
I am not talking one on ethnicity. I'm talking about winning on originality.
Well, I'd like to think so, sure.
Right. but Congresswoman, one last thing on the Green New Deal.
Yes.
Your position?
I'm a co-sponsor, original co-sponsor.
Okay, and
we're working on it. You know, and I think it's kind of funny how a lot of Republicans are, you know, saying what it is. They're saying what they think it is, and it's not that. Those of us who accept, I mean, in a way we understand and we believe that climate change is absolutely ruining our planet when.
Right.
You know, when Anchorage, Alaska is 90 degrees.
Can you believe that? Yes.
That's scary as hell. Pardon my language. That's a scary thing that we have to do something about this. It's an urgent matter. We can't wait. No matter how expensive it is, we need to change our world. We need to change this country. We're the biggest polluters. 25% of carbon. 25% of the carbon that goes into the atmosphere from our country comes from our public lands. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
That's
I knew
terrible.
we did a lot, but that's terrible.
Public
that
lands.
means we have control.
Yes, we are giving too many leases to fossil fuel industries and not enough to renewable energy industries. We need to change what's happening in our country, and so. Yes, we're working toward that.
I love that. Please give a direct message to our audience on voting and a direct message to our audience on progressive values.
So look, everybody, we need to be bold this 2020 election, and you have a job, that is to make sure that our progressive message goes out to everybody. We don't need just progressives to vote for our progressive candidates. We need everybody. Our messaging works because we care about working families, because we care about children, because we care about our climate, because we care about what is happening to children on our southern border. So let's get with it.
Congresswoman Deb Haaland, it's a pleasure having you.
The pleasure's mine.
And you are a progressive hero.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks.